to you, and a very good morning it is. This is the second day of my trip from Birmingham back down to Milton Keynes. Please forgive the lack of eye contact. There's a couple of good reasons for it, which I'm sure most of which you can guess at. Today we are going to, at the very least, head down the Curdworth 11 locks, and with a bit of luck get to and past Faisley Junction and onto the Coventry Canal, maybe even, we will see, as far as Glasgow locks. That slightly depends on how the Curdworth locks are set and how straightforward they are for one person to handle. The last time we went through them, there were some very sticky gates and the boat came close to getting stuck, so we shall have to see. Here we are approaching Curdworth Tunnel. Obviously you'll be able to see that, you know, by the standards of Blisworth and Braunston and so on, it's barely a tunnel at all. In fact, the definition of a tunnel is more about the portals and what's on top of it, rather than, say, a long bridge. This does actually have, you know, earth and so on atop and above it, but it is a mighty 67 yards long, which makes it an extremely tiny tunnel. Nevertheless, it is here, and then shortly afterwards we are going to come across our first lock of the day. So I shall see you then. Locks are hard work, but they are significantly less hard work when you have the wonderful volunteers of the Canal and River Trust. Today we've got one very experienced volunteer and two more or less brand new ones who are helping me and learning at the same time. What is not to love about that? If you want to volunteer for the Canal and River Trust, they always want new volunteers. I'm told it's extremely rewarding. It certainly is for me. Thank you very much, Canal and River Trust. So, as my boat gently sinks down at Curdworth Lock 9, I am going to stop after this lock. There are some moorings on the other side where I'm going to fill my boat up with water, fill me up with coffee and empty me of this morning's coffee, and then we shall carry on going. Okay, my water tank and my coffee cup are both full. My rubbish bin and my bladder are both empty. If you'll excuse me, I shall start my engine and then we'll get going. Okay, sit rep. We have got locks 10 and 11 of the Curdworth flight left to do, and then we have about a 3/4 of an hour break, and then we have got the Glasgow locks. And I have to get to the Glasgow locks for a reason which happened yesterday but I didn't tell you about, not out of any secrecy, just because I forgot, which is that my alternator is not working now. I have two alternators on my engine. One charges the starter battery, that is working, that's absolutely fine. The other one charges the leisure batteries, the stuff I use to run my 12 volt and run the inverter and the fridge and all the rest of it. That's not working, so those batteries are not being charged by the engine. It's fine, there are solar panels there, I have a generator, so it's not a problem. But the only reason it's not working is that the alternator belt is broken. So, afternoon. So, I have slightly impressively ordered on Amazon a replacement belt and had it delivered to an Amazon locker near where I am going to be this evening, and I am going to pick it up and then I'm going to sling the alternator belt onto the alternator, and then that will be that done. I'm going to have to go now because we have got some locks coming up. See you in a bit. Right then, we have left Curdworth Bottom Lock, thus leaving that lock flight behind, and what we've got ahead of us is about an hour of bugger all. I mean, extremely pretty bugger all, but nonetheless. So I shall see you next, I think, at Paisley Junction, assuming that the batteries in my front camera last that long. Right, welcome to Fazeley, and specifically to Fazeley Junction. This is where we leave the BCN, we say goodbye to the last outreach of the Birmingham and Fazeley Canal, and we head onto the Coventry Canal, going towards, you will be devastatingly surprised to learn, Coventry. So, literally under this bridge, and it's bye-bye BCN. That's Birmingham Canal Navigations, and in celebration of that fact, on the right hand side you can see two cottages, and they are some of the last BCN cottages you will see. In fact, I think there's actually two more directly ahead, but we're not going to see those because we are going to go under this bridge, which is very, very tight. Oh, that's my chimney, which is very, very tight. Not to worry, sound the horn. And out we come. Try not to hit our head on these spikes or the rings you can see at the top of your picture. We are heading off to the right towards Glascott Locks, at which point I'll just sound my horn again, at which point we then haven't quite got as far north as we're going to get. We're basically starting to turn away to the south. Now I'm just going to reverse a bit. Am I going to make it? Maybe. No. Wrong. Forwards we go. We're not hitting anything too hard. We are on our way. In a minute I'm going to stop, and once we've gone through Glascott Locks, and I'm going to go and pick up my alternator belt, and then I can fit my alternator, and all will be well with the world. See you in a bit. Right, that's us stopped at Glascott, and I need to go and collect my alternator belt and then fit it, and then if I can be bothered I might move a little bit further on. Let's see. Update. So, the last time I broke an alternator belt and had to get a replacement was in 2005. The process was then that I had to phone up the Yanmar dealer of the engine at the time, and they wouldn't sell it to the public, so I had to arrange for it to be sent to a boatyard. I then had to drive to the boatyard, pick up the alternator belt and bring it back. That took approximately 3 weeks in total. When I broke this alternator belt, I went onto Amazon, I found the right alternator belt. It was sent to a locker place, parcel locker, the next day. I have just been and got the belt and fitted it. The whole process from mooring up to unmooring and carrying on took slightly less than half an hour. I think progress has been made. So, plan for the rest of the day. There's not a great deal of sunlight left, so I'm going to head down towards the village of Polesworth, where I shall moor for the night, and then it will give me a good start for the flight of locks at Alvechurch, which I will have to do tomorrow. There's 11 of them, so not the end of the world. Also update, my alternator is working. Hurrah. That's about it. I think I shall leave the camera on the front going, and I shall see you at the end of the day. All right then, that's the end of the second day of my solo cruise, coming back from Birmingham towards Milton Keynes. I have moored up in Polesworth, and tomorrow we have the fun and games of the Atherstone locks, and then we'll get to the end of the Coventry Canal, and then lots and lots and lots of lock-free North Oxford Canal. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and goodbye.